amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. We're going to learn, we're going to laugh, we're going to play. As always, so get ready for liftoff.
T-minus 10,
Come on.
9, 8,
Countdown
7,
with me, folks.
6, 5,
4,
4,
7.
3,
Oh, no, wait, not
2,
7. Oh, wait.
1, 0.
No.
Ignition.
Oh. As
Liftoff.
to quote Homer Simpson,
Liftoff.
oh.
30 minutes.
Come on, folks. Let's get going. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. Come on. Let's go. Go. Welcome, my amigos. Welcome. Show with no namers from all around the world. It's great to have you with us for another exciting edition of, you guessed it, your wacky English show, your wacky interactive English show, Wackiest Chiflado. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the only way I know how to be wacky. Ask my daughter. She knows me well. She's like, Daddy, you're wacky. I'm like, oh, yeah. Life is more fun this way. And that's why, yeah, we're serious in my English classes. I take your progress serious, but I don't like to get serious too much. Okay, sometimes I have to crack down. Ahí tenemos nuestro primer phrasal verb del día. To crack down, ponerme estricto. I mean, that's part of a teacher's job. But you know me. I like to take your progress seriously, but I don't think the learning process needs to be a serious thing. In fact, I think now trends, las tendencias, are pointing in the opposite direction, right? Trends are pointing towards, you need to have fun in order to learn. You need to get hooked. You need to really fall in love with the subject, el tema, el temario, whatever you're looking at, whether it's science, languages, math. Hey, but as we say, live and learn. Pues mientras vayamos viviendo, vamos aprendiendo. I think maybe a good translation would be, se aprende algo cada día. También se puede decir, you learn something new every day. I think you say in Spanish, me encanta, no te acostarás sin aprender algo nuevo. Well, we say you learn something new every day. And the one live and learn is como, bueno, pues así se aprende, viviendo, experimentando las cosas. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of experimentando, here on the show, we experience English. We live it. We breathe it. And here we go with our first section. It's a section where we hear from a native speaker, and you guys have to break down, desglosar, diseccionar, to break down what you heard. Here it is for the first time. It's your Say What soundbite. Come on. Say what? What? Say what? Say what? Say what? What? Say what? Come on. All right, folks, your Say What soundbite here on the Show with No Name. You're going to hear from a famous person, extremely famous person. Probably, on the level of Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, like iconic, famous person. And, well, as always, I'll ask you for your take. Vuestra opinión. Hopefully, before the end of today's show, you'll be able to give it to me word for word. Also, a quick reminder. Last chance, if you'd like to participate in our weekly speaking section, the question of the week. A big shout out to Anix, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Marisol, and Nuria. We're going to be hearing from them on Friday's show. And if you'd like to participate, you still have time, but don't sleep on it. No lo consultes con la almohada. Don't sleep on it. Send me a 1-minute voice note, around a minute, give or take, más o menos, give or take. And tell us if you could go back in time and whisper in a younger you's ear, what would you say to your younger self? What piece of advice that you've learned throughout the years would you go back and tell yourself? You know, sadly, we can't do that in life. What's done is done, and we need to always try and learn the lesson and move on. But if there was something that, you know now that you didn't know then, well, what would you tell yourself? What piece of advice would you give yourself? And also, I mean, there are ones that are in general, but then each one will depend on your personality. You know, maybe when you were younger, you didn't prioritize relationships. And as you get older, I think anybody who knows, that we're all getting older, we're all going to die, what's really important? Relationships. Oh, yeah, your job, I guess. But then I always think of the expression I heard, I wish I had worked more, said nobody ever on their deathbed. Dijo nadie nunca en su lecho de muerte. Ojalá hubiese trabajado más. No, the contrary. I wish I had, spent more time with my cousins, with my uncle, with my daughter, with my father, whatever. So, I mean, there's one that I think anybody, it can apply to anybody. When we're younger, we don't understand the importance of relationships, maybe, but not as much as, once we've lost some people along the way, we realize how important it is to cherish those relationships. Also, things when you're younger, you don't think about it because, you think you're almost like, what's the word? Immortal, right? Like, so you don't think too much about taking care of your health. Okay, you do naturally because kids are always running around, so they're very active. But, that's something, hey, you need to take care of your, not just physical, but your mental health as well. And I think now with each generation, we've seen the importance of dealing with mental health as well. And as we know, if you have bad mental health, I shouldn't say bad, poor mental health, well, that's going to manifest itself in you physically as well. So I'm just giving you some ideas. I just Googled life advice you wish you knew when you were younger. Let's see. Embrace experiences over material things. Hey, I'm just shooting some ideas your way, and we'll look at some vocabulary to boot. Además, to embrace, acoger, aceptar. It also means to hug, right? To embrace experiences over material things. I always do that. Anytime it's my wife's birthday or my daughter's birthday, I'm not thinking, well, what material gift can I get them? An iPhone? Or no, I'm thinking, well, what kind of weekend can I book away? Or what kind of little activity can we do together? Because as you know, those memories are, I think, and I'm sure many of you will agree, are priceless. They have more value than any iPhone, any MacBook Pro, or anything like that. Those memories will last forever for everyone involved, So embracing experiences over material things. Another one, life starts now. Don't wait. Or as we say, this is not a dress rehearsal. Okay, a dress rehearsal es el ensayo final. So queda clarísimo, no? This is not a dress rehearsal. Okay. Another one, failure and risk. I mean, this is important, I think, even for adults now. You got to remind yourself failure and risk are essential for growth. Esenciales. Si quieres crecer, tienes que caer. Right? Yeah. How are you going to improve your English if you don't make mistakes? We can't identify your mistakes. We can't fix them. So fail. It's not that you're not going to fail. It's how many times are you going to fail, and how many times you're going to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. That's a great song, by the way. I think it's Fred Astaire. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. So you have to take risks. You will fail. The question isn't, am I going to fail in life? The question is, how many times am I going to fail? And as long as you get up more times than you fall, guess what? You've won. So, of course, there are risks and there are risks too. And I think as you get older too, that's another thing that changes. Maybe I shouldn't have taken so many unnecessary risks. Okay, there are risks that, well, if it's well thought out, bien pensado, well, it's worth taking that risk. But a risk of saying, well, I'm going to go, bungee jumping in Budapest. Really? Okay, well, I don't see that. There's no real need for that in life. Maybe if you're trying to conquer a fear of heights or something like that. Managing money wisely. And you can take the word money out of there and put the word time in there as well. So managing your time, managing your money wisely, de manera sabia. Another one. Oh, this is one, man. I wish I had known it. I wish. Oh, fuck. It would have saved me hours and days and weeks of heartache. Don't worry. It sounds so simple, but listen, don't worry about what others think. Don't worry about what others think. That is something I think a lot of times that guides our decisions. And like, yeah, but what if they say this? Or what if they, my next question for you would be then, who is they? Who is the they? And once you define who they is, life gets easier. They are the people that you're looking for their approval. That's the they, not society as a whole, right? Also, embrace change. Yeah, it's nice to be in cozy situations, cozy, cómodas, right? We work hard, so we can hopefully work less hard as we get older, right? We can take it a little bit easier. But changes are going to be part of it. I remember my first big change, and like many people, I think it was going from high school to university, because all of a sudden now this was the end of, innocence there. I wasn't in my town anymore. I wasn't, it was a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one can tell us no or where to go. All right, I'm sorry. I won't sing Aladdin. Yeah, I know. You call it Aladdin. We call him Aladdin. All right. Well, either way, folks, those are just some ideas of some advice that, many of us wish that we knew when we were younger, right? A younger version of ourselves. And this is great too, because it shows you that you have evolved as a person, right? From that little kid who used to lose his temper or used to have a chip on his shoulder. Esto es una expresión también. If you have a chip on your shoulder, it means you have an attitude problem. The world owes you something. El mundo te debe algo. So these are all things that are, I guess they're very primordial emotions, very primitive. But also, it's like I tell my daughter, you're going to feel sad. You're going to feel angry. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be scared. And the question isn't, are you? It's how many times. So the question is, how do you deal with the emotions? The emotions come. That's good. That means you. The other day she was crying. I put on Stairway to Heaven. We watched the video of Stairway to Heaven with Led Zeppelin, like the classic. And my daughter started crying. And she goes, I'm sorry, Daddy. It's just so beautiful. And I said, honey, don't say you're sorry. I go, the fact that you're crying right now shows me that you feel that the music is entering you and affecting you. And that is a beautiful thing too, to be able to feel things. Because I know boys, especially young boys, we're taught don't cry, don't feel, don't show your emotions. And I don't think that's really good advice. I'm not saying you need to walk around being melodramatic or anything like that either. There are always extremes, but somewhere in the middle of being a person who's comfortable expressing your emotions, feeling your emotions, and getting over them. A word we looked at in our pop quiz yesterday, superándolos, getting over them. And consider that a challenge. If you look at it like, oh no, I got to get over these problems, or I've got a challenge. I've got to see if I can work on this. And then you need to be patient, and you need to obviously work on yourself the same way you would with English. You can apply it to anything else in life. All right, let's listen to today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the first time, and we'll see if you guys, I'm pretty sure you're going to recognize who it is. We'll see if you can understand what the person's saying, and give it to me in your best English. Here it is for the first time.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number one in your life's blueprint should be, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. You're chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. You can pick it up at any of our Vaughan centers in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza. Make sure you stop by. Also, you can stop by our website. It's grupovaughan.com. And if social media is your thing, well, then you can find us on X, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and all the other platforms out there. Just search for Grupo Vaughan or Grupo Vaughan. You can call us whatever you want. The important thing is that you call us. All right, my amigos, we've got so much to do. I'm sure many of you recognize that Say What soundbite. And to be honest, I don't think it's too hard today. So, especially because this person was a master orator. All right, well, let's move on to our next section, our next challenge, I should say. It's today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Quiz. Get pumped. Pop quiz. I'm saying that to myself. Motívate, Alberto. Hey, it goes for everybody. Eso va para todos. Get stoked. Get pumped. Get stoked. Get pumped. Get stoked. Get psyched. Tres formas de decir mentalízate. Let's go. I love it in Spanish. Mentalize yourself. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Come on, pop quiz. I need to feel all your energy, folks. Pop quiz. Give it to me. Give it to me. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. All right, folks, today's pop quiz is coming from Essential English. That's right, Essential English. You'll learn a little bit of everything for any kind of situation under the sun. It's called Essential English, el inglés imprescindible para situaciones cotidianas. So, indispensable English for everyday situations. Remember, cotidianas every day, como una sola palabra. Y si queremos decir cada día, como en español, pues son dos palabras. Every day. I listen to your show every espacio day. Cada espacio día. And your show isn't an everyday show. No es uno cualquiera, una cotidiana. All right, so that's one word, the adjective. Hey, even native speakers get mixed up with that. So FYI, heads up, un aviso. So Essential English, you can pick it up for $25.95. No sé por qué hacen eso. 26 euros. Let's call a spade a spade. 26 euros. It comes with around 3 hours of audio to make sure you're getting those nuances and that you're hearing things and reproducing them correctly. So that's such an important part of the learning process, reading the books aloud. And you have the audio to make sure you're doing it right? They go hand in hand. So this is Essential English. Let's give it a little listen right now. And as always, I will have a couple challenges for you afterwards.
Pista 14. Describing where you are. Entre.
Between.
Delante de.
In front of.
Enfrente de.
Opposite.
Detrás de.
Behind.
Cerca de.
Close to. Near.
Junto a.
By.
Al lado de.
Next to.
Hey Lydia, where are you?
I'm at the train station. Where are you?
I'm at the train station too, but where exactly are you? Are you on the platform?
No, I'm by the gift shop between platform 6 and platform 7.
Oh, I'm in the ticket hall in front of the ticket office. I'll get my ticket and then I'll come and find you. I'll be there in... Lydia? Hello? Lydia?
Eve? Where are you?
I'm right in front of the gift shop near platform 6. Where are you?
Oh, no, I'm at the ticket hall now. I'm opposite the ticket machines. Look, stay where you are. I'll come and find you.
Okay, I'll wait right here. But hurry up, the train is already there.
Translation time.
1. Estoy junto a las máquinas expendedoras de billetes.
I'm by the ticket machines.
2. Estoy enfrente de la estación de tren.
I'm opposite the train station.
3. Estamos en la zona interior de la estación, detrás de la taquilla.
We're at the ticket hall, behind the ticket office.
4. Estamos entre el andén 7 y el andén 8.
We're between platform 7 and platform 8.
5. Estoy en el parking detrás de la estación.
I'm in the car park behind the station.
6. ¿Estás junto a la taquilla?
Are you by the ticket office?
7. No, estoy delante de la tienda de regalos.
No, I'm in front of the gift shop.
8. Espera justo allí, voy a buscarte.
Wait right there. I'll come and find you.
9. Me quedo justo aquí.
I'll stay right here.
10. Estoy en una tienda justo al lado de la tienda de regalos.
I'm in a shop right next to the gift shop. Common mistake.
Cerca de no es
Near to, near of,
sino
near.
1.
I'm close to the ticket office. I'm near the ticket office.
2.
We're in the gift shop close to platform 7. We're in the gift shop near platform 7.
3.
Are you close to the ticket machines? Are you near the ticket machines?
Aplica lo aprendido en otras situaciones. 1. Hay un supermercado al lado del banco.
There's a supermarket next to the bank.
2. Nuestras oficinas están cerca del aeropuerto.
Our offices are near the airport.
3. Ella vive enfrente de un supermercado grande.
She lives opposite a big supermarket.
4. La policía está justo detrás de nosotros.
The police are right behind us.
5. Hay niños junto a la entrada.
There are children by the entrance.
6. Él está sentado junto a la ventana.
He's sitting by the window.
7. La lámpara está entre el sofá y la puerta.
The lamp is between the sofa and the door.
8. Toledo está cerca de Madrid.
Toledo is near Madrid.
9. Hay un parque detrás del colegio.
There's a park behind the school.
10. Hay una iglesia justo enfrente de nuestra casa.
There's a church right opposite our house.
All right, my amigos, that is some really important stuff. Giving directions, basic prepositions that you need to know, right? I remember in Italy, I was so excited to say, "Scusi, signore, dove il metro, por favore?" And then, I felt so proud because I was able to ask the question. And then when the guy answered me at a mile a minute, I didn't understand a word. And I realized, okay, that's right. I can ask the question, but I need to understand the answer as well. Well, we're going to take a look at all that in English Plus. Much more, so stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to tune in to all the other exciting programs here on Vaughn Radio. You can start your day with the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. That's like starting your day with a Red Bull vodka. Hey, just letting you know. It's a chute de energía. It's Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show. And don't forget, he also hosts the Lunchtime Show. Fun shows where you can learn real English. Rob has never spoken that English teacher English. It's not his style. And after that show, the Pro Bow Show, you've got Fitz's program, No Excuses. It's not just his program, it's his philosophy. And I've known Fitz for many, many years, decades. And I know he means business. Va en serio. So you can catch his master class every day right before this show. It's called No Excuses. And after our show every day, you've got Speaking with Confidence with Ale. You can learn English with the soothing sounds of Ale's voice. And other soothing sounds, Ruby, Jules Linares. Lovely voices, amazing programs, and they're here on Vaughn Radio in the afternoon. In the late afternoon, you've got Dave Boys and the Salad. For your commute home, don't forget Drive Time with Kyle Miller. And once you're home, cozy, you just kicked off your shoes, you're going to sit back, reclinarte un poco. It's time for Chris Frank in Frankly Speaking. Plus, you've got Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. And the one and only Richard Vaughn in Richard Vaughn Live. Don't forget, you've also got an exclusive podcast on iVox. It's called Vaughan Inglés 4.0. So check it out. All right, my amigos, tons of stuff to do here. So I'll tell you what, let me give you the pop quiz stuff first. And this way you guys can start working on that and see what you come up with. The first one, I want you to give me delante de and detrás de in one sentence. So vivo delante de tal y detrás de tal. Okay, this way we look at opposites. And careful with that word, because you don't know how many times I've heard the word opposite. That word doesn't exist. Site, a construction site, una obra, yes. but not opposite, right? Es como sentarte. Es como, piensa en la palabra sin la E al final, honestamente. I think it's the best way. Just visualize it as opposite. Piénsalo. I sit opposite her in the class, okay? Delante de, opposite. Piensa, opuesto, same idea there, ¿no? Mirando a la cara. So I want you to give me delante de and detrás de. You need to know these. These are basic. So make sure you check those prepositions because, well, it can get a little bit confusing, especially with near. Do we say near? I live lo que sea sounds wrong. Yeah. Because in American English, I think in British, that's why I say this. I think in British English, they say, I live near to the library. I live near to it. But we would never use near with to. In the United States, I live near the library. Now, close, we always use with to. See, there's no option. That's, if you use close, you use to. If you use near, you don't, at least in American English. I have heard British people say, he lives near to the Vatican, right? He lives near to. Again, that's up to you. What I would recommend is you sound like an American, right? Well, I'm from the States, so that's the English I teach. But I also like to give you the heads up, el aviso, si alguien lo dice un poco diferente o si hay una desviación ahí. So delante de and detrás de, number one. Number two, I want you to use entre, but not come in. No, I want you to use entre, pero no entre dos puntos de referencia. Because if I have to say entre nosotros dos, I would say between us, I think I'm the stronger of the two, or I'm the strongest one, right? Between us. Pero ¿qué si quiero decir entre todos de mi clase? Entre todos. That's a different one. And it's not between. That's number two. Okay, so el entre cuando tenemos más de dos puntos de referencia. Okay? And number three, this is a question. Well, it's good to practice our interrogatives, as you know. ¿Tengo que buscar un parking en la calle? And when I say un parking, I mean un sitio. Okay, no un sitio donde vas y pagas. Okay, we'll take a look at all of that stuff. We'll clear it up. No problem whatsoever. But the one I'm looking for is pregunta. ¿Tengo que buscar un parking en la calle? Una plaza, un sitio en la calle? All right, that is your third one. So you've got, again, 3 challenges as always. Well, the first one, you've got 2 things, but I think that one's easy. Delante de and detrás de. The second one, use entre cuando es más de dos puntos de referencia, o sea, no es between. And the third one, tengo que buscar un parking en la calle. Y cuando digo parking, me refiero a un sitio. All right, there you go, my amigos. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the second time. And as I said, I think it's going to be relatively easy to get today. Here we go.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number one in your life's blueprint should be, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. As always, This Book is the Shit is available wherever fine books are sold. If you live in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza, you can pick it up at one of our centers and get some more information about our courses, of course. And don't forget, I've told you already, but just in case, mark your calendars. February 3rd, Vaughn Radio Trivia Night is back, baby. Yeehaw! We are back. It's the 3rd of February, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña. So we'll see you there. It's going to be tons of fun, and it will be hosted by the one and only Fitz. So you can expect a good time, and he's definitely going to challenge us. I love that about Fitz, because Fitz, like Richard Vaughn, man, they know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. You catch my drift? Saben mucho de muchas cosas. And it's impressive, honestly. You'll be like, 17th century Baroque, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, well, which period? You mean early Baroque or late Baroque? And you're like, what? So incredible. So you always learn something, you mingle, and I think one of the best parts is you get a chance to practice your English. I mean, that's what you're there to do, right? To practice your English, and that's the key, la clave. All right, let's see, my amigos. We've got some students checking in with us over here. Chris Valrol. What's up, Chris? Great to have you with us on board. And she says, morning, rise and shine. Rise and shine. Muy nativo. Es una forma de decir, vamos a despertarnos. The only problem is, Chris, I've been up for 5 hours. So, been up for quite, I was up before the rooster today. Antes que el gallo. We get up, well, myself included, sometimes my daughter. I'll tell you what, my daughter's modus operandi, her MO, is on the weekend, she loves to wake up early. And during the week, she likes to sleep in. Does anybody see what's going on there? It should be the other way around. So I wake up at the crack of dawn. I wake the rooster up. I go over to the rooster and I say, hey, cock-a-doodle-doo, buddy. Cock-a-doodle-doo is kikiri-kikiri-ki. Cock-a-doodle-doo, buddy. We got stuff to do. Get up, get moving. So good morning to you, Chris. It's wonderful to have you on board. A model student, always shining bright. Let's see. We've got Chris saying something about our Say What soundbite. And she says, I heard an American man who emphasizes the importance of not letting anyone make you feel unimportant. No way, Jose. I couldn't have said it better myself. Excellent observation. And Chris, I have a funny feeling that you're going to get it today, word for word. And the good thing is you've got another 2 listens up ahead. All right, let's take a look at our pop quiz. We were looking at some vocabulary from Essential English, and we were looking at giving directions, right? This is an important one because, you're in a city. I know you can always Google it, but it's good to know at least how to write something down or how to, at least be able to read a map. Now, if you're in Japan, good luck. But using the alphabet we use here, the Greek alphabet, is that the one we use? I don't even know. Well, the point is, this is a false friend here because we give directions, but then if you give somebody your dirección, you're not giving them your direction, right? So this is confusing. Giving directions, oh yeah, the library, you got to go straight over here, and then at the traffic light, make a left. And about 100 meters up ahead, you'll see it on the right. All right, that's giving directions. But giving somebody your dirección is giving somebody your address or your address. Hay dos pronunciaciones aceptables ahí. What's your address? Dilo conmigo, por favor, en voz alta. What's your address? Suena como un vestido. Or what's your address? Eso como quieras. It's a matter of personal preference. Okay? We already looked at the near thing. British say near to. Americans do not. We all say close to. Opposite, we already looked at as well. We don't say it opposite, pero no sabes las veces que lo he oído así mal dicho. And you need to know these, the basic prepositions, right? Above, below, through, right? These are the ones that I think, they'll help you understand things. Like I always say, the one with the through preposition is a través. I call it the tunnel preposition. Pero no solo porque atravesas algo, pero también if you think something through, lo piensas de principio hasta final, lo piensas bien, ¿no? Concienzudo. So again, if you think of it as an idea through, well, then maybe you'll understand it when you find it in a phrasal verb or something like that. All right, so just a couple things I wanted to highlight. It's an excellent book. It's called Essential English. You can pick it up at vaughntienda.com. In fact, let me share the link with you, and then you've got it. It's just one click away. Let's see. Again, it comes with audio. We heard a little audio excerpt. It's 26 euros at the Vaughan Tienda. And, I highly recommend it like I do with all of our materials. I vouch for them. To vouch, poner la mano en el fuego, to vouch. Yo creo de la palabra voucher, un vale. Esto es un vale para entrar otro día, a voucher. So if you vouch for somebody, you're saying, I tell you, trust me, he's going to be a good worker. I vouch for him. Pongo la mano en el fuego. I don't know if there's another way to say that in Spanish, but it seems quite dramatic and painful. Poner la mano en el fuego. Geez, Louise. Oh, my God. All right, let's go on over here and see what you guys came up with in today's pop quiz. Born to Iron Man, there he is. He says, she sat in front of me and behind you. Excellent job. And what I was checking there is that you'd never say behind of. Otro error que he oído. Y lo entiendo. Lo entiendo porque es detrás de, delante de. Entonces tendría la lógica que sería in front of and behind of. Pero no. El behind no usa of. But I didn't have to tell that to Born to Iron Man because he knew that already. He says, she sat in front of me and behind you. Now, what's the difference between in front of and opposite? Well, opposite means that you're facing each other. Piensa que es como un espejo. Okay? So if you're talking about a classroom and the desks, los pupitres, is that how you say that? The desks. unless you're sitting in a circle, nobody's really opposite you, right? You have someone in front of you and someone behind you, someone on either side of you, to your left, to your right, next to you, al lado, right? But that's the difference, opposite. O sea, piensa en dos fachadas de tiendas, ¿no? The pharmacy is opposite the pizzeria. Eso es que se miran, okay? And again, never, ever, ever say opposite. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man then says, among all the students, you're the best one. Esa es la palabra que yo buscaba. Among. So between, entre dos cosas, dos puntos de referencia. Estamos comparando dos cosas. Ahora, el momento que entre tu madre, tu padre y tu hermana, among you, ahí ya cambia a among. Excellent job, buddy. And the last one, do I have to look for a place to park on the street? Excellent. A place to park. Now, I know in Spanish you say, I'm looking for a parking. Estoy buscando un parking. Now that can mean un sitio donde aparcar, un parking en abierto, un parking en un garaje. So we use the word parking unless estás aparcando. Entonces we would say, I'm parking and then I'll be there in 5 minutes. Estoy aparcando. Pero el momento que es sustantivo, lo usamos como adjetivo. La palabra parking. Okay, so it's not I'm looking for a parking, it's I'm looking for a parking spot or a parking place. It's correct. I would say more commonly a parking spot. So, do I have to look for a parking spot? Okay, un sitio donde aparcar en la calle. If you go to a parking lot, o sea, todos incluyen la palabra parking, pero como adjetivo. You see what I mean? Lo que es el sustantivo ahora entonces es a parking spot, un sitio donde aparcar. A parking lot, un parking pero no abierto. A lot es un solar, un descampado, a lot. Okay? L-O-T es igual. There are a lot of lots here. There are lots of lots. Hey, we're always playing with words here, as you know. Okay? A vacant lot es un descampado. No hay nada. It's vacant. A vacant lot, right? So a parking lot is open usually. You know, you have just like a flat blacktop, pavement, whatever, and you've got spots in that parking lot. So sigue siendo un parking spot el individual. The individual one's a parking spot. Then you got a parking lot, and the other one, like you guys say too, a parking garage. Now, if you're British, you say a parking garage. Garage. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that. I was like, what the garage? What's garage? Oh, geez, Louise, garage. So we say a parking garage. So again, just so you know, if you're looking for a parking, I'm waiting for you to say the noun. I'm looking for a parking. Pausa, spot, lot, or garage. Y ahora ya entramos en cómo se usa eso en inglés. All right, so excellent job. I'm looking for a place to park, or I'm looking for a parking spot on the street. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man. And he says, sorry, I forgot the first thing to say. Morning, friends. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I know you say it even if you don't say it. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, I don't know if you can see my pop quiz answers. I can see them on my laptop, but not on my phone. If not, I'll write them again. Yeah, no, if I don't read them, it's because I don't see them. Let's see. There's more comments. Let me see. Chris, okay, she's trying again. I don't know why on God's earth you would censor an English class. YouTube, please explain that to me in your terms and conditions. What the fuck? Oh my God. It's bad. That's really bad. When you're imagine all the important stuff that's being censored if they're just censoring English classes for no apparent reason. So Chris says, I see mountains in front of my house, and if I had a window, also behind it. Excellent job. That sounds beautiful, Chris. When are you inviting us over? Then she says, I've done the laundry and prepared food, among other things. Excellent. Entre otras cosas. Perfecto. Porque está hablando de más de dos cosas. Chris, you're an early bird too. And as they say, the early bird gets the worm. And the last one, she says, do I need to find a park spot on the street? The only thing, not a park spot, sino parking. So lo que no cambia es el adjetivo, como vosotros, estoy buscando un parking, se queda igual la palabra, a no ser que estás hablando del verbo. I need to park, okay? I need to work on my parking. Entonces es verbo. Pero el adjetivo que usamos es parking. So, do I need to find a parking spot on the street? Excellent job, amigos, knocking it out of the park. As always, making me proud. I've got the greatest students in the world, and I'm not just saying that because you guys prove it day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and dare I say, decade after decade. Folks, I can't believe it, but we have got to go to a quick commercial break right now. Wow. Talk about time flies when you're having fun. Jeez Louise. All right, well, we've got a lot more fun to be had. When we come back, we're going to take a look at our homophones. We've got our Say What soundbite for the third time. Plus, we've got our spelling bee. We've got life hacks and so much more. So, if I were you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Stick around. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back, my amigos. This is the second half of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download our free app, and this way you can learn English with us wherever, whenever. That's right. There's no wrong place to learn English. You can learn something in under a minute. So even when you're on the throne, yeah, let's be honest. We all use our phones in the toilet, right? Don't tell me I'm the only one. They say that your phone has more bacteria on it than your toilet. I believe it. More germs, more bacteria. Oh, man. Wouldn't want to look at my phone under a microscope. And I wash my hands about 10 times a day. I'm an avid hand washer. I've always been. In fact, sometimes my hands get very dry and I get hangnails. A hangnail. I think you say padrastro, stepdad. Is that what you call it? Cuando tienes piel debajo de la uña ahí. We call it a hangnail, aunque no es una uña. Hangnails. They're the worst. I've got 2 right now because it's cold and I wash my hands a lot. So that's the kind of English you'll learn here. Hangnail. ¿Qué profesor te va a enseñar un padrastro? Is that what you call it, padrastro? O me lo estoy inventando. I could swear I heard somebody call a hangnail a stepdad. You guys are funny. I love, one of my favorite words in Spanish is, are you ready for it? It's mother-in-law killer. What? Mother-in-law killer. Matasuegras. Now, I could just imagine somebody sitting around saying, ¿Cómo le llamamos a esta cosa aquí? Esta cosa que hace ruido. Well, ahí nos quedamos nosotros because it's called a noisemaker in English. So, in English, I could imagine the conversation. What do we call this thing that, well, what does it do? Well, it makes noise. Okay, let's call it a noisemaker. All right. End of story. And the Spanish version of that same conversation. Bueno, Juan, ¿cómo le llamamos a esto? Bueno, hace mucho ruido. Sí, pero... ¿Qué? Hombre, se queda corto, ¿no? Bueno, hace lo suficiente ruido para matar a... Yo qué sé, mi suegra. It's genius! Mata suegras. Oh man, I love that, those kind of like those little nuances in the language, those things. One of my another one of my favorite idiomatic expressions in Spanish has to do with grandmas. You don't have a grandma. No tienes abuela means you think very highly of yourself, right? Te crees que eres la leche. You don't have a grandma. We don't say that in English. In fact, I remember the first time I heard it, it was like, este tío no tiene abuela. I'm like, oh no, pobrecito. These are the idiomatic expressions, those totally native things I like to learn, and also I like to teach you in English. All right, let's rock and roll with our first challenge in the second half of today's show. It's Homophones on the Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Yeah. All right, my amigos, let's take a look at these words that I've got lined up for you today. I want to know A, what the words are, and B, if they sound exactly the same or not. The first word is a sound like this. You say zumbido. De hecho, aprendido, este tío está zumbado. I never realized that was the same kind of thing. O sea, está que no se entera. Está zumbado. So, zumbido también es el verbo, como muchas palabras en inglés, zumbar. ¿Ok? Sonar, a veces lo decimos con el telefonillo, por ejemplo. ¿Ok? El telefonillo suena. ¿Acaba de sonar el telefonillo? Okay. Porque es un poco un sonido. Right? It's not like a ring of a phone. Okay. También es alboroto. Okay. Excitement, interest. I said it yesterday. Es una palabra del momento, candente, ¿no? Que causa alboroto. Okay. So, ruido, emoción, revuelo, entusiasmo. También es un corte de pelo, rapar. Right? Porque viene de, piensa, cuando te rapas el pelo, esquilar como un animal. Same thing, okay? So that is your first word. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Well, if not, well, you're definitely familiar with the second word. The second word is bus. When you say autobús o bus, también es mover gente en bus. So, llevar a alguien en bus. Vamos a mandar la gente en bus de aquí a ahí. All right? So, como muchas palabras en inglés, verbo. También es limpiar la mesa. remember we were talking about this when we were talking about the restaurants. So there's somebody who is the server or the waiter. You've got the bartender who handles the drinks. And then you've got this person who comes around and clears the table and is kind of like the waiter's or the server's assistant. Okay? And so that's another use of that word, that second word. All right? So first word, zumbido, zumbar, alboroto, ruido, interés, right? And the second one is limpiar una mesa, es llevar gente en autobús, y autobús. Those are your words. We'll see if you're familiar with them. But let me also give you the say what soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the third time. Good luck.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number one in your life's blueprint should be, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughan.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. That's right, folks. If you want more information about Vaughan Town, real simple. All you have to do is check it out. You've got all the information you'll need on our social media. Also, if you go to the website, grupovaughan.com, you can also find everything you're looking for. All right, let's go on over here. We've got Chris Valrol, and she says, mata suegras. I love that word. And aguanta velas. Oh, I've heard it as sujeta velas. You can also say aguanta velas. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, sujeta velas, I've heard, is the third wheel, right? It's like, hey, guys, we want to go to a romantic dinner. La pareja y el amigo. Well, that amigo is the third wheel. You call him the candle holder. Sujeta velas is another favorite of mine in Spanish. A sucker would be the translation, un mamón, un pringao, pagafantas. I love that one. A Fanta payer. Fanta payer. I learned that one from a movie, porque hay una película que se llama El Pagafantas. And I was like, what does that mean? The guy who's always, paying for everything, but then, he's just paying for everything. That's it. So, Pagafantas. I'm telling you something. The Spanish have a tremendous sense of humor and a way of looking at life. I mean, as I said, you can tell a lot about a culture by the idiomatic expressions they use. And you guys are poetically funny. All right, let's go on over to our homophone section. We've got Born to Iron Man. He gives us the two correct words, and he says they don't sound alike. Chris Valrol gives us the two words, and she says they're not homophones. All right, so that's two superstar students who are telling me these words do not sound the same. All right, let's say them. The first word is buzz. Buzz. Okay, there's a lot of buzz around that music video, right? There's a lot of buzz, a lot of talk, a lot of interest around it. Si te digo, give me a buzz, dame un toque. That's another usage. Give me a buzz later. Okay. Is somebody outside? Is somebody buzzing the buzzer? A buzzer. I love that one. Buzzer. Zzz, buzzer. Buzzer. Bzz, bzz. Makes sense, right? So I thought I heard somebody buzz the buzzer. Okay. Also, we know the expression at the buzzer, en el último segundo, right? In the nick of time, at the buzzer. A buzz cut, a crew cut es un corte militar, right? Where your hair is, well, it's buzzed down. ¿Por qué? Porque la máquina hace zzz, okay? To buzz, de hecho, yo creo que de aquí viene Buzz Lightyear. To fly very close. Volar cerca de algo. Zzz, buzz, right? So, sobrevalorar algo de cerca. Volar cerca de algo. Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond. Also, bees buzz. Zzz. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very rich word. Buzz, buzzer. All right. And the second one, bus and busser. So buzz, buzzer, bus, busser. They are not homophones. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. That's right. And what is a busser? It's not a bus driver. A bus driver is the person who drives the bus. A busser is the person who busses tables at a restaurant. So remember, we've looked at that one before. And again, there's another word that I would guarantee most people you know who speak English don't know this word, even though they already know the word bus, porque lo usáis en español. Ok, lo pronunciáis bus, but si lo pronunciáis a la americana, ya estás diciendo limpiar una mesa también. Can you call the busser to bus our table, please? Because the entrees are coming and all the dirty plates are still here. The entrees, esa palabra engaña. Entree es plato principal, no es entrante. How do we say entrante? Starters or appetizers, right? Starters or appetizers would be. An entree, I believe it comes from the French language, is tu plato principal. Your main course, se puede decir, or your entree. Y el course viene de eso. We had a 3-course meal de 3 platos. Okay, 3-course meal. Hey, if you like to eat, you need to know how to talk about it. So buzz is the first word, and the second word is bus. And again, as our friends have helped us figure out, they do not sound the same. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. All right, now it's time for a section where I give you these little tricks that you need to get by. It's called Life Hacks.
These are the life hacks you need to know.
All right, folks. Well, today we're talking about quenching your thirst. That's right, to quench your thirst. Now, if you know the word thirsty, that means I'm thirsty. It means I need something to drink, right? I might even be dehydrated. But to quench your thirst es saciar la sed. So thirsty es el adjetivo. Y cuidado, no es thirsty, sino thirsty. Como si fuera una E, la I latina. Are you thirsty? Y también lo usamos en el sentido, you guys really have a thirst for English, una sed. Right? A hunger, a thirst se usan intercambiables en ese significado, ¿no? En que tienes ganas de, right? So thirst. And you know what? Sometimes the problem with getting dehydrated or getting really thirsty is you don't realize until it's too late, right? Sometimes you forget. You're going about your day, you're, preparing the programs, you're whatever you're doing in your day, and before you realize it, your lips are dry. Your mouth is dry, and it even affects our mood, right? When we're a little bit dehydrated. So we're going to look at quenching your thirst. In fact, I'll never forget how I learned the word quench. Gatorade, back in the day, I don't know if they still use this, but their motto was Gatorade, the thirst quencher, el saciador de sed. All right, so let's call a spade before we get into Gatorade, Aquarius, or any of these, hydration drinks. There is nothing in the world healthier than water. Okay, if you're thirsty, right? Yeah, you can have a thirst quencher, but then you're talking about sugar and extra things added to it. Sodium. They say sodium is good, though, when you sweat. But again, remember this. I see a lot of people walking around with these Gatorades and with these Aquarius and all of that stuff, but I don't see them going to the gym. So again, if you sweat a lot more than a normal person, if you're an athlete, yeah, that's made for you, right? To replenish that. But there's, again, nothing like water. And you can flavor your water. Some people don't like the taste of water. I personally love it. I love water. I drink a lot of water. I don't really drink soft drinks, If I'm going to have the calories, I'm having beer. But some people flavor their water with lemon. You can infuse it. You can leave it in overnight. And you can infuse it with lemon, which we all know it's good for you. It's got vitamin C, with berries, which have antioxidants. So you can take something that's healthy and make it even healthier and tastier as well. Some people put mint in water. Some people put cucumber. But also remember this, there's other ways to stay hydrated which don't involve drinking tons of water. Well, think about water-rich foods that have a lot of water in them. Foods such as watermelon. Mira, se lo dice en el nombre, aguamelón. Bueno, you say sandía. That you can feel it. You put it in your mouth and it just turns to liquid. So, that you have your vitamins, you have your fiber, and you're getting a lot of water from it. Celery. There's another example of a water-rich food. Celery is apio. You can taste. In fact, why do you think they give that to you with buffalo wings? En Estados Unidos, con los alitas picantes, they give you celery and blue cheese, right? And the celery and the blue cheese, the water from the celery, and the I forget the part of it, but milk is very good. Milk-based products like cheese, dairy products, como vimos ayer, really good for heat. Right? Heat, I mean, from spicy foods. So, yeah. And it's important, especially in the summer when we sweat more, to, set water goals, especially because some people automatically drink water. It's part of their schedule, just like, drinking coffee. But other people, their body doesn't get thirsty. I know with my dad, he said, the older I get, the less appetite I have, the less thirsty I am. And he goes, so I have to remind myself to drink water. I have to remind myself to eat because my body doesn't ask me for it. So that's going to depend on you. Obviously, if you've got your own water bottle, well, that makes life easier too, because then you refill it. Now, I know ourselves here at our home, we use a filter. The Brita de toda la vida. No me están pagando, by the way. But I'll tell you something. I don't know how much it takes out of the chemicals that they put in there to treat it, which scares me, by the way. But the water tastes good. So, you've got filters to make the water taste better, right? You can infuse the water as well. Temperature is really important, too. Sometimes when water's too cold, it's, it doesn't go down the same. I personally don't like freezing cold water. I usually order water at room temperature. So, just a couple hacks over there, ways to stay hydrated, because as I said, usually when you realize that you're a bit dehydrated, it's too late. You're playing a game of catch up. Estás intentando ya actualizar, alcanzar. All right, amigos, that is Life Hacks. Right now, it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to your Spelling Bee. This is round one. I am going to fly through this round. Good luck. If you don't get them all, you'll always get that second round. Here we go. The first one is DR period space PEPPER. The second one is CHERRY space COKE. The third one is MINUTE space MAID. The fourth one is FUZE space ICED space TEA. The fifth one is SCHWEPPES. And the last one is COSTA space COFFEE. Whoa. I told you I was going to go quick. You know how the first round goes. Let's take a look over here. Chris says, as we age, our thirst receptors become less effective. I guess everything. that could be, you can fill in the blank there. Our blah, blah, blah becomes less effective. You should drink even if you're not thirsty. Taking small sips. Absolutely. Absolutely. Make it a habit, just like any habit, right? Any good habit. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, you're right, AA. Great piece of advice, Chris. As I said, I hope we can teach you a little more than English, too. Maybe how to, stay hydrated more. These little life hacks. All right, let's see. It looks like we might have some winners on our hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Born to Iron Man and Chris, they are pretty confident that they got it. Let's see. Born to Iron Man, the first one's correct. The second one's correct. The third one's correct. The fourth, fifth, and sixth. Nice job. Also, Chris. Oh, you're missing a space in there, but they're spelled correctly. All right, this is round two. The first one is DR period space PEPPER. The second one is CHERRY space COKE. The third one, MINUTE space MAID. The next one is FUZE space ICED space TEA. And the fifth one, SCHWEPPES. And the last one is COSTA space COFFEE. Folks, we have got to head to our final commercial break. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for making this an exciting 2 hours with your participation, with your energy. As I said, I'm so lucky. Daily, I get messages from my students telling me how much they're learning, how much they appreciate these classes. So thank you. Thank you so much, amigos. And I can only say 3 words. Keep it up. We'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So stick around. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. This is the fourth and final part of today's show. Talking about quenching our thirst. Well, our spelling bee had something to do with that. Great job, by the way, Born to Iron Man and Chris. Yeah, these are all Coca-Cola products. Remember, they have water, too. Once they realized, wait a second, People want to drink water, not just soft drinks. And you're seeing that too. A lot of young people, they don't want soft drinks. They don't want alcohol. It's a different trends for different generations. When I was a kid, it was soft drinks, cigarettes, and now young people are like, cigarettes? What are you, nuts? ¿Qué estás loco? Soft drinks? Okay, they love their energy drinks, Monster and all that. But Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, they've got all those drinks covered. They sell juices, waters, soft drinks, hydration, energy, and all that jazz. So yes, the reason I chose these words in today's Spelling Bee was because today in 1889, a company called the Pemberton Medicine Company was incorporated in Atlanta by a man named John Pemberton. Does the name ring a bell? Yeah, he invented Coca-Cola. Asa Candler was the guy who made it globally famous, but the guy who invented it, the pharmacist, well, his name was John Pemberton. So today, in the year 1889, the Pemberton Medicine Company was incorporated in Atlanta, Georgia. And that company these days is called the Coca-Cola Company. Yeah, we all know them. These are huge conglomerates. They don't just have, soft drinks anymore, but they really have every segment of the market. So today I decided we could look at some Coca-Cola products. I remember when I was with my grandparents in Atlanta, Georgia, we went to the Coca-Cola Experience. I think it's called that, the Coca-Cola Museum, the Experience. And I got to tell you something, as somebody who's not a fan of soft drinks and sugary drinks, it was a pretty interesting experience, because they talk about the history of the drink, which has a very interesting history, as you know, the secret recipe. And then I remember at the end of the tour, they had all different Coca-Cola products from all around the world that you could try. And I think there were like 200 different then. I'm talking about when I was 12 years old. I remember seeing like 200 different products there. Okay, this is grape, Fanta. This is the other one. And in the end, it was pretty crazy. An interesting experience. Again, I never condone promocionar, soft drinks and unhealthy stuff like that. But the experience was a lot of fun. So they did a good job on their museum. And some of the products that we looked at today in our Spelling Bee. Number one, Dr. Pepper. Have you tried Dr. Pepper? They have it here in Spain now, but I saw it the other day at Carrefour, and I think it was like €3 for a can. And I was like, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. You're not even going to get me, not even with the nostalgia thing. Now, I know a lot of Spanish people who don't like Dr. Pepper. It's an acquired taste because it's kind of strong. I used to love it. When I was a kid, I loved Dr. Pepper. And the rumor is that the best diet soda, el que más consiguieron que sepa como el original, is Diet Dr. Pepper in the United States. Okay, that's the rumor. So, Diet Coke, you say light. Does it taste like Coke? Really? Okay, I don't think so. Not at all. In my opinion. Okay, again, this is taste. Para gustos los colores, you say. But Diet Dr. Pepper is famous for them getting the zero sugar or low sugar recipe pretty spot on to the original one. So Dr. Pepper, Cherry Coke, I used to love that one too. And Cherry 7-Up. Bueno, ya entramos a Pepsi. Cherry 7-Up is Pepsi. That's actually really delicious. In fact, I remember we used to order, when you would go to a wedding, a drink that you order for kids is called a Shirley Temple. And that's just basically cherry juice with Sprite or ginger ale. So, yummy. So when I was a kid, I enjoyed these. But now as somebody who says, well, I don't need 200 calories of nothing, like my grandmother always used to say, and we call them empty calories. Calorías que no te dan nada. Solo te dan las calorías, sin darte fibra, sin darte vitaminas, sin nada de eso. Also, number 3 was Minute Maid. Now, if you haven't heard of Minute Maid, this is a very, very popular orange juice company that is owned by the Coca-Cola company and distributed. So Minute Maid, and then Fuse Iced Tea. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe you guys will be familiar with this, but Fuse Iced Tea was Nestea before. And then I guess their contract ran out or something. Let's see what happened. Nestea versus Fuse Tea. And I think they just said, all right, well, we don't have to use it. Es la misma bebida con diferentes. Sí, Coca-Cola y Nestlé se enfrentan en los tribunales por el sabor de Nestea. So yeah, basically what happened was, I guess Nestle was distributing Nestea and they sold the rights to Coca-Cola. And I guess that contract is up. And then they said, okay, well, we're not going to renew. We'll make our own now. And it's called Fuse Tea. So it's interesting. But it's Nestea was such a big thing here because that's how you order an iced tea. Un Nestea. Aunque sea de otra marca, Nestle, distributed by the Coca-Cola brand at that time, they cornered the market. Because in the States, you have Snapple iced tea. We just call it iced tea, right? Iced tea. As you know, my favorite drink is named after a golfer. It's called an Arnold Palmer. And that's half iced tea, half lemonade. Oh, that is delicious. Oh, I love that stuff. Number 5, Schweppes. Schweppes makes tonic. They make also ginger ale and other sodas as well. Club soda. Club soda is agua con gas. Right, it's another way of saying sparkling water is cuando es el que no mezclas. I would like some sparkling water, but if you're gonna have con whiskey, then it's called club soda and whiskey. It's raro porque es lo mismo, creo. Es agua con gas. And they also own, number 6, Costa Coffee. What coffees? I mean, think about it. If you're not selling water, Dasani, which is their water brand. And if you're not selling coffee and tea, I think those are the 3 most drunk beverages in the world. Okay, taking out alcoholic beverages. So Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they knew that. They knew that they would eventually have to diversify and not just sell soft drinks if they wanted to corner the market. All right, let's rock and roll. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, but that was our spelling bee. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. But right now it's time for another challenge called Double Trouble. Yeah. Double trouble, baby, come on. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, folks. It is time for your Double Trouble Challenge here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got for you. Okay, te dije que no vinieras aquí a vender o promocionar tus enchufes. There you go. We looked at this word the other day, by the way. We were talking about electricity, if I'm not mistaken. So, te dije que no vinieras aquí a vender / promocionar tus enchufes. Y no digo enchufes de gente que conoces, sino enchufes como de meter en la pared. Okay, vamos a decir que la persona es electricista. Okay. Maybe the person's an electrician. You never know. Okay. So, te dije que no vinieras aquí a vender, a promocionar tus enchufes. That is your double trouble. You've got to use the same word twice. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Hopefully somebody will be able to get it. Here it is for the 4th and final time.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number one in your life's blueprint should be don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com. That's right, folks. If you want more information about our masters, about Disney Vaughan English, about Vaughan Town, or any of our other initiatives. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got a few people participating here. Excellent participation today, by the way. Well, you know who you are. And those of you who are along for the ride, well, I hope you're at least participating aloud when I tell you di esto, di lo otro, right? Because that is the most important part, working on your speaking. So you should be doing that. That's the bare minimum. Now, if you can participate and write in the comments and do that, well, kudos to you. As I said, you know who you are. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol, she says, I told you not to come here to plug your plugs. Absolutely. It happens when someone goes to a TV show. He went to the late night show to plug his new movie. To plug is another way of saying to promote, to sell. Okay? Plug. And a plug, as we said, es un enchufe. Remember, la cosa en que entra is the socket, right? Donde metes el plug is the socket. So I told you not to come here to plug your plugs. Excellent job, Chris. Born to Iron Man. I told you not to come her. Te falta una E to come here, right? A little typo there. I told you not to come here to plug your plugs. Excellent job. And Chris also got today's Say What soundbite. Fuck yeah. Great job. All right, well, we've got to move on to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes. All right, folks, here it is. Today's Name That Movie. A New York suburban couple's marriage goes dangerously awry when the wife indulges in an adulterous fling. Ooh, whoa, hang on. Yeehaw. All right, so a New York suburban couple. Okay, that means people who live in New Jersey and in the suburbs of New York. Basically, you work in New York, but you want a bigger house. That's suburban life. So a New York suburban couple's marriage goes dangerously awry. Awry is A-W-R-Y, and it's mal, torcido, right? Desvía, se desvía. It goes awry when the wife indulges, and to indulge is disfrutar de, darse el gusto, I think. Indulges, consiente, satisface, entrega, darse el gusto. That's it. Permitirse, darse el gusto. When she indulges in an adulterous fling. Okay? And an adulteress is an adulterer, is somebody who cheats on their spouse, que pone los cuernos a su pareja, a su cónyuge, and adulterous fling, and a fling es una aventura. Fling. Also, fling is you can fling your boogers. Los mocos, fling. Don't fling them at me, though. Hey, it's a good double trouble. All right, Chris says it's Unfaithful. That's right, the movie is Unfaithful. Alguien que no es fiel. It came out in 2002, and it stars Richard Gere and Diane Carril. What? Yeah, Diane Lane. All right. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Sally says, we thought you were abducted. That means kidnapped, secuestrado. We thought you were abducted by that heartthrob. A heartthrob es un tío o una tía buenísima. Okay? So a heartthrob, como una palabra. Throb, T-H-R-O-B, con la palabra heart, todo junto. We thought you were abducted by that heartthrob. And Connie says, what heartthrob? And Tracy says, you didn't see him at the counter? In el mostrador? He was gorgeous, precioso, guapísimo. And Connie says, I miss everything. Me pierdo todo. And then Sally says, well, your button's undone. Tienes el botón desabrochado. Right? So you button up your buttons and you unbutton them. But if they're undone, no están abrochados. And Connie says, oh, thank you. So there you go, folks. It is from the movie Unfaithful. And, well, if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. It's a movie that came out in the year 2002. All right, we've got to move on, though. It's time for Your Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
Guys, these jokes are electric. That's right. Hey, we looked at the word plug, vender, promocionar, enchufe. What do you call a power failure? Un apagón. What do you call a power failure? Easy. A current event. Un acontecimiento de corrientes. Actualidad. A current event. Okay. Well, now we know the word power failure. Apagón. Power es electricidad. And current events, actualidad, but a current, corriente. All right. Why did the man eat the light bulb? Porque el hombre se comió la bombilla. Why did the man eat the light bulb? Well, he wanted to have a light snack. A light snack. Okay, un tentempié, un de luz o ligero. He wanted to have a light snack. Oh, all right. You're lucky I only tell you 2 jokes because it's time right now for famous birthday trivia. Yes, welcome to Famous Birthdays. Let's see what we've got. Our first birthday boy was born today in 1968. He is the younger brother of Rob Lowe. No puede ser muy bueno si en tu Wikipedia te pone como actor, director, younger brother of Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, his brother Rob Lowe, he's more famous than this guy. But I still remember this guy in quite a few movies throughout the years. He was also on ER with George Clooney, Melrose Place. And he's been in many movies, such as Pretty Little Liars. He was also in the movie Unfaithful. You mean today's Name That Movie? Yeah. And it's not Richard Gere. He's not Rob Lowe's brother. So tiene que ser el apellido Lowe, a no ser que es como Charlie Sheen y Emilio Estevez. But no, they have the same last name. Number 2, this American DJ was kind of the pioneer of this dubstep, where the electronic music didn't have to be melodic. And like everything, it was popular for a while, but right now it's kind of waned a bit. Now, his real name is Sonny John Moore. And nobody calls him that. They call him by his stage name. And last but not least, this guy was a prolific orator, minister, and activist. He was assassinated in 1968, but his legacy continues to live on to this day. And his speeches, people quote them to this day. I have a dream that one day, right? And I think I quoted him yesterday, didn't I? I think I said, we shall overcome. Ahí lo tienes. That's another thing that he said in his speeches. We shall overcome. That's another way to learn English too, while you're, brushing up on your history. Watch famous speeches, whether it's this guy or Franklin Delano Roosevelt or whoever. All right, let's take a look. Chris Valrol, she got 2 of them, but she's missing one. All right, well, you got Chad Lowe. That's Rob Lowe's brother. And you've got Martin Luther King Jr., or as we call him, MLK Jr., and the other one was DJ Skrillex. Skrillex, who is, again, a pioneer as far as that dubstep genre of music is concerned. And that's going to bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr., and he says, I want to ask you a question. And that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Now, a blueprint is what an architect uses. Plano, ¿no? Tu proyecto, tu plan de acción, tu diseño, anteproyecto. Okay? So it can be a literal thing, a blueprint, but also here he means figuratively. ¿Qué está en el proyecto de tu vida? Number 1 in your life's blueprint should be, debería ser, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. No dejes que nadie te haga sentir como si fueras nadie. Always feel that you count. Siempre sientes que tú cuentes. All right, here he is, the man, MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number 1 in your life's blueprint should be, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count.
All right, my amigos, what can I say except fucking awesome job. Hats off to all of you who are learning English with us every day. Remember, you've got tons of other great programs here on Vaughn Radio. If you have our Vaughn Radio app, you'll have access to all of them. You can also find them on your favorite podcast platform. And I highly urge you guys to stay tuned to listen to Speaking with Confidence with Ale. We're going to say goodbye with a Skrillex song, and the song is called Summit. We've looked at that word before, and the same as in Spanish. Summit es cumbre de una montaña, pero también es cumbre como una reunión formal. So that's a place where we agree. Cumbre es 2 palabras, es una reunión, pero también es la cima de una montaña y una canción de Skrillex. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. If you'd like to participate in our question of the week, you know what to do. Time is just ticking away, so do it ASAP. Thank you so much, folks. You freaking rock. Ciao for now.